friends and fellow YouTubers, it's Kim here from Kim's Country Corner, and today it is Monday, June the 3rd, and I am still here at the Hancock Homestead. This morning I was supposed to have a doctor's appointment, but that fell through because the doctor called and had an emergency that he needed to attend to, so they had to reschedule me. So that's okay. I'm just going to be here a couple of days longer though. And I have today, Monday, to have fun here at the homestead. I'm not sure what all I'm going to do, but it's a beautiful day. So I'm just anxious to see what all I can get done. I do want to move a few more clumps of the fescue grass around the edges of the chicken run. I know I want to get that done. I have some flowers I want to get planted, and I'm sure I'm going to find lots of other chores. Here's Spice. So come on along with me and join me for the day. All right. Here we go. You want to say hello to my friends? Yes, say hello, friends. Yes, I know. I love you too. Actually, there aren't any more gaps because, as you can see, they are not out in the yard. They are inside the run where they are supposed to be. So all the gaps have been taken care of. Yes, I know. You can't get out there anymore, can you? No, because one, I built it up with dirt, and then I put that board down there so they wouldn't scratch the dirt away. Yeah. But I want to put some more along here. Even though there aren't any gaps really, I want to go ahead and line that. I just think that looks pretty. And it'll prevent any future troubles. Yes, because you guys like to dig along that fence line there. I don't know why you think there's going to be bugs there, but... And right now, that goes all the way down to the ground. But I can surely see them scratching at that and getting that low enough where they could go under. I know, I hear you. But this tall fescue grass that I'm putting in, first of all, I'm not putting it in as deep as I dug it out. I'm putting it in like a little mound, and that raises the dirt level up so that they can't get through there. And then second of all, this stuff has really deep roots. So even if they were to scratch at the dirt around it, they would not be able to scratch it up. Because, like I said, the roots run deep, and they would have to do a lot of scratching to get rid of that plant. Yes, I know. I'm going to go show them why we have this fescue just growing naturally in different places of our yard. You can come with me, Paulo. We're going to walk down here to the field so I can show them the tall fescue that we have growing on purpose and why. Plus, it's just a beautiful day to walk. John said we didn't have very many apple flowers. I was gone during the flowering time. That there is a whole field of that tall fescue. And it's planted there on purpose. I just love watching it from my window. I'll turn you guys around here and I'll show you. See, I look out that window right there, and I can see this field of fescue. And when the breeze blows, the fescue just ripples And it just looks like a sea of grass. Instead of a sea of water waves, it's a sea of grass, and it's so pretty. So they come twice a year and mow it. And then they'll turn it into hay bales. And then they'll let it grow up again. And then in the fall, they'll come back and they'll mow it again. They usually do 2 mowings. But anyhow, as you can see, the seeds are like very lightweight, very feathery. So, you know, they're easily transferable to different places. So yeah, so we have it growing like in our garden and in our yard. This here is milkweed, and I'm always happy to see it growing, because milkweed, as I've told you guys in the past, is the plant that the monarch butterfly uses to lay their eggs. You got to have milkweed for the monarch butterflies. Look how big that lilac bush has gotten. It is huge. I miss the blooms on it too. John said the blooms this year on everything were not very good, I guess because of all the rain and winds and weather. Here's the last of our irises trying to show through. Here's a purple one. But see, here's that fescue grass. You know, the seeds have blown over here to the ditch and it's filled the ditch in nicely. The thing is that usually the irises are finished by the time the fescue gets tall enough to hide them. So it's really not a problem to have it, because usually the irises are already finished. And see, it grows along the fence row. So it's a pretty natural grass. And I'm glad it is pretty. I mean, because we have it everywhere. Come out here and do some cleaning up of the irises. There's a really pretty yellow one that's left. There's that yucky one right there next to it, and you can see isn't that pretty? Yeah. So nice out here. So I decided to come and put some irises here along the fence on this side too, so that when you drive in, you'll have irises on both sides of you. These here were actually just transplanted from across the road. And the best time to transplant is in the fall. And I know that. But I had to get rid of these clumps right here. They were in the way. And from where John likes to mow down here at the end. So I said, okay, well, instead of having John mow them down, I'm just going to move them over. Okay, and so then here's a lilac that we just put in, I think 2 years ago. It's doing nicely. We put that in for Jeffrey. And then we put one in over here for Emma. And we're going to have to put in another one because Karen is expecting another child. So we'll have to get another one in next spring. This here is called Crown Vetch, and it's a weed, but John likes to use it for this hillside because it kind of overtakes the other weeds. And it does put on really pretty purple flowers. And like I said, it crowds out the other weeds, and then because this is a steep slope, he doesn't have to mow this right here. Like here's a weed right here, which I may come out and pull, but I wouldn't have to because this crown vetch will just smother it down. They'll just lay on top of it and take it over. Here's some more of that grass. Here's some more of the grass. The grass we don't mind because John and I both think the grass is pretty. You know, it's along the edges of the borders and along the edges of the fence. But certain weeds we don't like. Here's some of the crown vetch in bloom. And when this thing gets all of its purple flowers, which it should be doing here soon, it is really beautiful. Some more irises that I transplanted to over here. I hope they do okay. Here's my tulip vine. I missed the blooming of those bushes this year. We have some voluntary sunflowers coming up. I think those are going to be very nice. They look nice and big and healthy. It'll be pretty to see those blooming. I hope this year to get something into my old gate garden. I gotta be here long enough though. This side over here is doing really well. And then you go over here to this side, and I'm just like, what happened? Why? It must be the difference in the dirt. I don't know. John says the dirt on this side might have more clay in it since the old well is there. And some things just don't like clay. So I've been trying to put mulch and this compost, black cow compost, in around them, but they're just growing a whole lot slower than that other side. Oh, and then the fences around them is to keep the chickens from digging around them. The chickens wouldn't actually eat the flowers or dig the flowers, but what they would do is they would dig so close around them that they would disturb their roots. So I'm thinking maybe that's another reason. So I put these fences around them until they got big enough, established. We'll see. It's starting to look pretty through here. I'm going to have to put out more spring bulbs though. I have mostly a summer garden here, except for the few irises down there. So I'm going to have to get some more spring bulbs to fill in this gap in between spring and summer, which would be late spring, I guess, late spring bulbs. These are always beautiful when they bloom. I cannot wait to see them bloom again this year. They are so pretty. Okay, let's go back over here to the chickens. Okay, so while I was looking around the edge of the fence row, trying to decide where I want to put more of the tall fescue, I found this. And this is another reason I don't like my chickens free ranging. Can you all see that batch of eggs under the potting shed there? Yep. I'm not sure if that's one chicken or a couple, 3 chickens, but you let them free range and there's no telling where they're going to lay their eggs, you know, and we like to eat the eggs and we have to be able to find them. I'm not crawling under there to get those. There's no telling how old they are. So another reason we don't free range. But I think this grass is going to do the trick keeping them in. I think it's already done the trick. I'm going to go ahead and put grass all the way down this edge here. It looked pretty. Plus it'll, like I said, be a nice precaution. Okay. It didn't rain yesterday, and it hasn't rained today yet. So, we'll see how this garden looks. My daughter and son-in-law actually got theirs tilled last night with the help of their parent-in-laws. Yeah, see, look. The water has soaked in. So, looks like maybe my garden can be worked finally. The only thing is, I asked John this morning about the tiller, and he said that our tiller motor is burned up. So he's got to find a different motor. Ugh. So that's not good news. And then John said maybe this weekend, when he has some time, he'll go look for some tomato plants and pepper plants. And I'm thinking I still have some beet seeds. They're going to be like a year old, but I'm hoping that they'll still be viable enough to grow. Just have to see. If you're like my grandson and you say, "Why are you wearing the same pants, Grandma?" I have about 4 sets of these gray pants that I wear like work clothes. So even though it looks like I'm wearing the same pants, I'm not. I change. They're just the same color and the same brand. Alright, let's go plant these. want the grass to be up on a mound, so it makes a ridge. Inside and fill in with dirt. Make a dirt ridge on the inside. Dirt to dirt contact. And I kind of see how big the base of the clump is at. So I know kind of how big to get the hole. Pretty good at eyeballing this. This grass will help to keep the chickens calmer too, because it kind of acts as a privacy screen for them. You know, so that when they see the dog walking past, it kind of like acts as a privacy screen and might make them feel more secure. So, and secure chickens lay more eggs, you know, because if they're feeling happy and they're feeling secure, they're going to feel comfortable laying those eggs. If they're nervous and, you know, frightened all the time, you know, their thoughts are going to be on protecting themselves, not on laying eggs. So hopefully this grass is going to give them a calming effect. And I don't know if you can see yet, but they like to eat that grass too. So this will be kind of like a natural food source that they can reach in and grab, or that will blow off and give them little seeds. My sister left me a comment saying, "That's an ingenious plant count. Good thinking." And I'm like, you know, what do they say? The mother of invention comes from necessity. I had to have something to block their escapes, and I didn't have money. So, yeah. I was like, I need something that's necessary. Ta-da! A natural fence. And so far it's working. against the inside. It's helping too. Chickens and trying to oh, you see some worms in there, do you? Trying to get them along that fence line. They were in the way. Okay, friends, so now we're over here in the cottage garden. I also refer to this as my hummingbird garden because the basic color in this garden is red. Hummingbirds are attracted to the color red, and I love hummingbirds. I love all birds, but I just think the little hummingbirds are just so daring. And this garden is my work in progress. I don't think it will ever be finished. Of course, I don't think any garden is really ever finished. A gardener's always changing things or seeing something new to try, and a lot of times they'll change from year to year, just like these boards down here. One of these days I hope to put down concrete pavers instead of having these wooden boards, but I can't afford concrete pavers right now, and the boards work as a weed barrier and they do a good job at it. One of these days these boards will come up and I'll have a nice little concrete paved area. I don't plan on pouring concrete, I just want to take pavers and lay them down for my bird baths and maybe some pots, some really pretty pots. Anyhow, back here in the back there's some open area, and I never could figure out what I want to put in there. I knew I wanted a perennial, but I wasn't sure what kind of perennial. This year I have found a perennial, hollyhocks. I've always wanted hollyhocks for my garden, but usually you can't find, or I have a hard time finding, just one color. They usually come in like yellows, whites, reds, pinks. And this year when I was at Walmart, I noticed that they had packets of just plain red. So I picked up, let's see, how many is in here? 2. I picked up 4 of these. So I now have 8 red hollyhocks planted along this back fence row. And I wasn't sure if they would do any good because they've been in the packages for so long, but I can actually see little sprouts coming out of them. So I think they're going to be okay. We'll see. I may not get all 8 of them. You know, even if I just get 4, I'll be happy with that. And these here perennials, they reseed themselves. So I hope to have some really nice, tall, red hollyhocks back here. Alright, well, that's going to do it for me today. If you want to know what's going on in my corner of the world, please be sure to hit that subscribe button to Kim's Country Corner. You just don't know from day to day where I'm going to be. Will be my brothers, will be my sisters, will be one of my daughters. Who knows, I might go to Texas someday and see my son. I have an apartment in town that you guys haven't even seen yet. But my favorite place to be is out here on the homestead. I think most of you know that. Even though I enjoy visiting all those other places, I love it out here. So, if you want to know what's going on in my corner of the world, remember, hit that subscribe button. And if you liked what you saw today, please remember to give me a thumbs up and share. If you wouldn't mind sharing one of my favorite videos, one of your favorite videos of mine, I would really appreciate that to help get the word out that I'm here. I'm still here. Alright, bye for now. Wanted to show you my first coneflower of the season. There it is, pretty and pink, peeking out.
floodwaters with Missouri Governor Mike Parson in the governor's Black Hawk helicopter from Canton to Clarksville, Missouri, showcasing flooding homes, farmland, and roads. More than 300 roads are now closed in Missouri. Floodwaters continue to remain high despite some receding along the Mississippi. We'll hear more about Josh's exclusive ride tonight on KHQ News at 10.
What we've got is this decaying area of showers and a few rumbles of thunder, but it's nothing what it was earlier this morning as it continues to march off to the east, and really just not much going on there. Different situation here across southwestern portions of Missouri. Some heavy rain going on there, but for the most part, our weather should remain quiet. Maybe a few sprinkles for Van Buren and Lee counties, but that'll be about it. Nothing in the way of severe weather whatsoever. So we'll go ahead and take a look at the home bank forecast in motion. Generally quiet for tonight. Now, we do have a chance of thunderstorms tomorrow morning if we get certain elements to come together, but certainly tomorrow afternoon, a period or two of showers and thunderstorms, some of which could be strong to severe. Here's how it paints out beginning at mid-afternoon across southeastern Iowa. Then it kind of broadens out late in the afternoon into the evening. Torrential rainfall. Some of this may even have some damaging wind with it as it continues to make its way off to the south and southeast. It really kind of broadens out the aerial coverage late to the evening. And then if we repeat the forecast, it's going to be a soggy week ahead, I hate to say. Showers and thunderstorms each and every single day. Temperatures will start to slide back into the upper 70s by the end of the week and the weekend. Overnight low temperatures will generally be in the 60s. So, David,